Sometimes cyclists will talk about having a sixth sense. What is this sixth sense? How do you get the sixth sense? Maybe you've asked yourself that question. So how do I actually develop the sixth sense? For this video, I want to explain in more concrete terms as to what I think the sixth sense is, in particular for cyclists. According to Webster's dictionary, the definition of sixth sense is the special ability to know something that cannot be learned by using the five senses. Honestly, I have to disagree with that because I believe that it is the five senses in combination working together to perceive something that could possibly happen before it actually takes place. It's really our perception. It's really a subtle way of perceiving what could happen before it actually takes place. So then you ask the question, so how do I develop the sixth sense? Here are my 3 points. Point number 1, awareness. What is awareness? Awareness is simply the state of being aware. In other words, my consciousness. In other words, my five senses working together to help me know what's going on. So when I'm in traffic, I'm riding my bicycle. I'm often making a mental note as to how far the cars are in front of me. I'm also aware of the cars behind me. I'm also aware of the cars to the side of me. I'm constantly assessing my surroundings when I'm moving along in traffic. In other words, I'm presently engaged in the moment. My five senses are all working together to let me know what's going on. I can see the cars in front of me, my visual. I can smell the carbon monoxide in front. I can hear the traffic behind me. I can feel the bumps on the road. So my five senses are engaged. In other words, I'm aware of my situation. Point number 2 is anticipation. I can't always assume that motorists are always going to see me, even in broad daylight. So I have to be careful when I'm driving, but yet be aggressive enough that I'm going to make that left-hand turn before the cars do. And I can also move out of pedestrians' way if necessary. The funny thing is, oftentimes pedestrians and animals are very unpredictable. When I'm coming up behind a dog or a cat and they don't hear me coming and I come up behind them, they'll get spooked sometimes and they'll jump right in my line of path. And so I need to be aware that they're going to do that. I need to anticipate that they're going to do that. So it will help me prevent a collision. The same is true for a pedestrian. For example, they're probably talking on the phone and they'll step right into my line of path without even paying attention. So I need to anticipate that moment. Even if I had a bicycle horn or a bicycle light, I still need to anticipate my line of path, and I need to anticipate what that pedestrian or that animal is going to do so I can better position myself at avoiding a collision. So that's my anticipation. And point number 3 is my reaction. This is my ability to quickly respond to a given situation. By being aware of my surroundings, I can anticipate my line of path and I'm better able to respond to that specific situation. For example, I always keep 2 hands on the handlebars, 2 fingers on the brakes when I'm in a heavily trafficked area. So I can quickly swerve out of the way to get out of the line of the cars. When I'm descending down a hill, I always keep 2 fingers on the brakes and 2 hands on the handlebars. So this is my ability to react. I turn my head to the left, I turn my head to the right, so I can know if there's traffic behind me or beside me. And even if I don't see or hear the car, I do this just for good practice. I hope you've gained some insights into what a cyclist's sixth sense is all about. These are simply my own personal observations after cycling back and forth to work for the last 2 years. Hopefully you can find these tips helpful to you in one way or another. So in summary, what is the sixth sense? In short, it's awareness, it's anticipation, and it's reaction. When those 3 things are working together, when those 3 things are honed and practiced well, I think it will help us develop a better sixth sense and will also help us be safer on the road. If you've enjoyed this video, or if you have your own opinion, I'd love to hear what your own opinion is. Please comment down below. Until then, take care. Cheers.